So I decided to take a break from my Warden for once and went back to my Sorcerer just to kind of play something different for a bit. And I forgot how much I like this Sorcerer because this is one of my favorites mainly because it covers all the roles basically. I can be a tank on a dungeon, I could be a healer, I could be a damage dealer, all of them it does really well. Tanking can be kind of I don't know what you would say, probably asshole puckering because it gets really intense if you're not paying attention. But it's really doable. But let me show you what I'm working with here. Okay, as far as stats, I'm running full Magicka. So everything pumped into Magicka. I'm up to 33,000 on Magicka, including my food, which this food I'm going to be trading out pretty soon. But the one I'm using right now is Witch Mother's Potent Brew. And that gives some magic recovery as well as magicka. So I've been using that as well as health. It's important to have a little bit of health because you're gonna have really low hit points. This is one of those min-max builds basically. So basically what I did was pump everything I can into magic, not giving a shit about health. Glass Canyon. That's what you're thinking about when you look at this build. It's just Glass Canyon. So let me show you some of the abilities I'm running. So on my main line, I am using Summoning Twilight, which this is what's going to make you a healer on the team, is this pet. And this pet is the shit, and that's the only reason why you're going to use her is for her heal. And her heal is really awesome. 6,700 on that health. And if you actually use Retro Staff, which I just noticed, it actually heals for almost 1,000 more. You get 7,500 out of it when you have a Retro Staff equipped, so it's nice. So you can get a little bit extra healing. Oh, by the way, I'm using Lightning Staff. I forgot to mention that. Lightning Staff is my favorite because I like to hold down that heavy attack, and it hits in all AOE. And this is the main reason why I use this build a lot, is because in PvE, most of the time you're going to be actually hitting a lot of mobs at once. It's never going to be single targeting. So that's not what the focus is. This is going to be fully AOE. So I'm running Mage's Wrath. This is my finisher. So you get them down to 20% health and they just basically explode. And it also does 3,000 damage to all the enemies around the area. So it's really nice. It's only 4 meters, but at least, you know, if everything's clustered, then it works really well. We got a Blockade of Storms. You got to pretty much leave that in the build because it's a really excellent AoE, especially since this one actually is a wider range it covers. So it covers a lot more fielding as far as like all the mobs getting gathered together and everything. It hits a lot more mobs, and this is doing 1,800 damage every second. And I use my buff, which is on the other side, Power Surge, which increases it by 20%. So that pretty much, let me see how much that would pick that up to. So let's just pop it and go back. Alright, so that would do, okay, another 100 damage pretty much. Which that's why I'm kind of disappointed with putting, you know, that extra damage, because I feel like I'm reaching some kind of cap. So it seems like even using that buff is useless at times. But the main reason why I keep that is for the healing, which I'll get to in a second. But also I am using Liquid Lightning. This is the best AoE in the line as far as in sorcery, in the storm calling, because it does so much damage, 2,500 every second. And that also, it has that conduct to deal extra 6,700 damage if one of your allies clicks on it, which actually works really excellent. I didn't realize how good that worked until I was on a team and I started clicking it when people were putting it on the ground, so it was pretty nice. I'm also using Hardened Ward. This is something you need in the build. If you don't have this in the build, you're gonna die. Guaranteed you're gonna die. So this is the main thing that's gonna keep you alive. This is giving me 1,500 absorb and plus another 33% on top of that. And that's what this morph does here. Gives you another 33% for you. So it's ridiculous. That basically makes you a tank with just having this thing on. So you want to keep popping that all the time. You want to keep it up all day. Like, you never want to have this off. If you have it off, then you're gonna die. So that's why I have it on both lines. I have it on my lightning weapon, and I also have it on my retro staff, because I never want to be out of that shield. Okay, and so now that we're in retro staff, I'm gonna be showing you some of the stuff I got here. Of course, we're using Summoning Twilight again because apparently this game, when you swap weapons, you lose the pet. The pet disappears. So having to sit there spawning the pet again is, it's a waste of time, and you're probably gonna die during that time if you need her. So you need her on both trays. Okay, so you pretty much lose a slot there. That's the only downside with having pets in this game. But I'm using Ball of Lightning as my second skill here. This is something that's beautiful for trying to get away or trying to like get somewhere fast. You use this. That's the main reason why I use it. I'm using Dark Conversion because, yeah, if you run out of mana, this will give you all your mana back pretty much. So this thing is awesome. And it also is a badass heal. Like, I wish that the Warden had something like this. If they did, then I would be super happy with Warden. But the Warden's version of giving you mana and stamina back is really terrible, but can't do nothing about it. Whatever. Okay, and I'm also running a Power Surge, of course. I mentioned that earlier. That gives you 20% more damage for weapon and spell, so it's nice. The main reason why I use it, though, is for the critical strikes heal you for 2,800 health. That is so good. Like, this thing basically when you have your shield running, so you're popping your shield all the time. If the shield like explodes, like something hits you for more damage than the shield does, like if you're on a dungeon, for example, some AOE hits you and blah, like you start losing some of your health too. This thing will basically heal you back up to full instantly. So that's the beautiful thing about this. And also for my ultimates, I'm using Power Overload just for fun because I like the animation of it. It actually does really good damage, so it's definitely worth it to use it. I use it sometimes. And I'm also using on the Lightning Staff, which I forgot to mention, Thunderous Rage, because I mainly just place it on the ground and not have to worry about it. The other version of that morph is actually really good too because it follows you around. But I think I prefer the more damage. So you decide which one you want to pick, but I picked this one. And let me just show you my gear real quick. So my gear is still like a work in progress, but since I use mostly lightning abilities, including my lightning staff, I decided to go with this set here, which is the Netch's Touch, which it gives you spell damage, gives you more max magicka, and it also gives you 377 to spell damage to your shock abilities. So that's why I use it. It's mainly for that. You guys can pick whatever like armor sets you want, but that's what I go for. I'm going for this one, and I also use the overwhelming set. And this one gives you 2 spell damage upgrades. So you got 2 of those, and you also get maximum magicka again. So that's really nice. I'm trying to get my magicka as high as possible, so these sets actually get you as close as possible to that. So it's nice. The final ability, I never see it proc, so I don't really know what to say about that. I feel like it's not really working, but whatever. I just have that there. But yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take you guys into one of the one of the farming missions, which is the Skyreach Catacombs. I'm gonna solo it, and so you guys can see it. It's actually really tough to solo that, so that's why I'm really proud of this build that I have here because I'm able to solo it, and I have used it to power level my friends and stuff, which I've done a few live streams of it. If you guys want to check it out, probably the link will be in the description or on the top right. But yeah, let's get to it so I can show you what it's like. Alright, so we're in the Skyreach Catacombs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to herd up a bunch of stuff. Usually when I'm solo, I don't need the bat because I'm not going to be using it at all. But I'll just have her out for shits and giggles. Sometimes I would actually even swap it out for something probably a little bit more useful. So I'll probably put this in my tray just to kind of have something else. But that's the beauty about this game is that you can actually just swap out abilities whenever you want. So I'm going to actually, yeah, whatever. That's all I need is this one. Alright, so here we go. So you always want to keep that shield up all the time. It's the only thing that's going to keep you alive is that shield. Alright, so here we go. You knock me back, you bastards. See, and you hold down that left click, so basically I put all my AoEs down, and then keep my shield up, hold down that left click, let everything just fall apart, and rinse and repeat. Just keep doing it. Keep that shield up. I gotta swap weapons to put my buff back on. Keep throwing down those AoEs, hold down that left click, boom, everything's dead. So this works for pretty much anything PvE. Basically doing this here is like one of the ultimate tests, because these mobs are hit extremely hard. It's pretty much like a dungeon. And yeah, they don't play no games. Especially if you want to do this shit fast. Usually the whole thing about trying to power level people is trying to like do it as fast as possible, and this one definitely does it. Where are all these mobs coming from? You know what? Follow me, guys. Follow me. We're going on a trip. Oh, alright. Something wants to kill me. Dark conversion. There's my health to full. Just keep moving. I'm gonna use my ult. Ooh, that's the boss. I don't want to fight the boss. Nope. Don't want to fight the boss. This is when I teleport. Teleport away. Teleport away. That boss actually hits extremely hard, so I'm not trying to fight the boss. AoEs, here we go. Ultimate hit. Keep that shield up. Everything falls apart. There it is. Sometimes I keep forgetting to press things. That's why I don't like to have too many attacks in my tray, because I like to be able to know what I'm doing. Like I've been forgetting to even do my my lightning strike thing. Oh, I'm stunned. I'm stunned. I'm stunned. I'm stunned. No. See, that was a beautiful thing, because I had that buff running, so it actually healed me while I was like suffering there, stunned. So that was pretty awesome. That's why I really love that buff. It's only for that, for basically for the critical, which my critical is at, let me see, without even trying, 34%. Which, let me see, I have spell damage as my boon. So it's basically I'm getting all that spell crit from just wearing light armor through my let's see, through the light armor set here. So I know one increases crit chance. There it is, spell critical by 21, 91. So that's pretty much how I get my crit back. You could even add in some more crit if you guys like, and make that heal proc even faster and more often. But I feel like the 34% is good enough. Like, you don't need anything more than that, honestly. But yeah, that's the build. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a thumb up if you like it, thumb down if you didn't. And why are these skeletons attacking me? I don't know, but I guess they're just gonna kill me, because I'm not gonna pop my shield. I'm too lazy. Alright, well, see you guys.